Hey y'all, Chelsea and Danny here.
Enjoy this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube.
This is a great looking kitchen. This week, we'll show you how it got this way.
Today's Homeowner with Danny Lipford. Real projects for real homeowners with real solutions. Information and inspiration on improving your home from professional remodeler Danny Lipford.
Hello and welcome to the show this week. Now the area I'm standing in used to be a formal dining room. Lots of hardwood floors, nice moldings. Next to that, breakfast room and a decent sized kitchen. Well, as you can see, a lot of demolition has taken place on this 35-year-old home in order to make room for the new kitchen layout. Now we'll also be removing the dining room and relocating it into a portion of the formal living room up in front of the house. Here in the back, which is the back wall of the house, most of it will be completely removed so that the kitchen breakfast area will open out right onto a new den that'll be built. We'll show you that in an upcoming show. But this week, we're going to focus on this area, the kitchen and the breakfast room, and show you the complete transformation from this stage right up to the completed project. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. As I mentioned earlier, a new dining area will be established in a portion of the existing formal living room because it's such a large room that dedicating a space for the dining room will still leave plenty of room for a small formal living room, which is what most people want these days. Now, this will end up being basically our breakfast area. To keep it from being dark, since we're losing these windows on this side with the walls being removed, we're taking the exact same windows and relocating them over on this side, which is actually the west side of the house and an outside wall. Now, our carpenters were very careful in removing all of the trim around the windows as well as the crown molding because we plan on reusing as much of the original moldings as we can. They'll use that same care when they're relocating the windows because the windows are really in good shape. Now you can see some of the new wall sections are already being built. Because this is such a large area, we're using a portion of it to expand the existing laundry room. Now let me show you how this area will kind of be broken up by taking a look at our job site plans. Now this is the large den that we talked about that'll be right behind me, and this is the wall that's now the outside wall. You can see the two windows that I just mentioned being relocated, and you can see the whole kitchen area with the countertops, refrigerator on this side, and plenty of room in between. Now also, where we're talking about the new dining area, you can see we've divided it basically with just small wing walls and the two columns, and the added benefit of utilizing the existing fireplace in the dining area. Now here's some of our new walls where the shaded areas are. You can see that creates the new laundry room or utility room, the new pantry, and there's quite a few new walls that have to be built. These walls are laid out and put together on the floor, complete except for the base plate. Then our guys tip them into position on top of the base plates, which have been laid out and secured to the floor. Next, the studs are toe-nailed to the base plate. With all the new walls in place, we could concentrate on the removal of the last old wall that ran from this point over to here and define the old small laundry room area. Of course, the homeowners wanted a lot larger laundry room. By moving the wall out to here, certainly gave them a lot larger space. But this wall was a load-bearing wall, so it took a little extra work in order to remove it safely. Now, the reason it was a load-bearing wall is because of the seams from the ceiling joist that ran from the front of the house back here as well as from the back of the house up to this point and sat directly on top of that wall. So in order to remove this wall, we had to do quite a bit of work. We support this load by sistering the joists, which in essence means we splint them with a new joist that is long enough to rest on the walls on either side. Our guys cut out small sections of the old wall to allow them to raise the splint joist into place. Now, to avoid a lot of rewiring, they notched the new pieces to accommodate the existing wiring. Now, getting the joist in next to the old ones and securely seated on top of the wall is a bit of a challenge because this space is very tight. But it's nothing that a little claw hammer persuasion can't cure. When the joist is in place, it's nailed off to the original joist it's supporting. With a new joist in place, the remnant of the wall can be removed. Now with the laundry room under control, the homeowners can really get an idea of what a large new laundry room they'll have and a little area for a butler's pantry. Also, you can see the old doorway into the kitchen has been sealed off, and we've established a new opening on that end of the room that'll allow a little more space in coming into this area. Now, the rest of the room is moving along. We already have our 15-pound building felt that we spread out over our subfloor to prevent any moisture from under the house kind of finding its way in the home. Also, we talked about relocating 2 existing windows. Well, we haven't relocated them yet, but we do have all of the framing complete. And this was framed up from the inside, and the bricks were all left in place so that at the last minute we can knock the bricks out, take the windows out, and position them right in place. Now, this project's really moving along very well. We'll show you a lot more after this.
Get ready to review your fix-it list as Danny and home repair expert Joe Truini show you this week's simple solution.
Now, Joe, that's one tool I don't mind missing out on using there.
I know, this post hole digger is no fun at all. I don't like this myself.
Well, that's hard work.
Yeah, I'm just putting in, we're extending this fence line this way, and I just have a few holes here to dig. And other than a post hole digger, your only other option is either rent a power auger or hire someone with a power auger to dig the holes, which makes sense if you've got more than maybe 5 or 6, but I've only got a few here, so I'm left to using this medieval tool here.
Now, I know you're extending the fence at the same height and so forth, so I know you're using 8-foot 4x4 post, 2 feet in the ground, I guess. Is that how deep you're going?
It is. I'm going down 2 feet, and I'll show you how I know that.
Oh, okay.
I just took a tape measure and I made marks with a permanent marker at 12 inches, 1.5 feet, 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and 3 feet. And then, so you don't even need to use your tape measure as you're digging. You can see I'm almost at 2 feet right here, so I only got a couple more to go.
Oh, that's great. You know, because if you use a tape measure, first of all, it's kind of aggravating to continue to have to keep measuring and measuring, but also dirt from the hole will get in there, and it's no good on the tape measure.
No,
itself.
not at all. This works much better. In fact, I'll show you. I've got a shovel there.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the same technique, only instead of using a marker, I just use red electrical tape. And again, it's at 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot. But in this case, I measure from the end of the handle down. So when you're transplanting a tree or a bush, you can just turn the shovel upside down and stick it in the hole.
I thought you were just decorating up your shovel. Well, the workers have moved along enough to where we're ready for cabinets in the kitchen and breakfast area. Drywall's all complete. Finisher did a great job. Carpenter's been in, trimming out all of the doors, and crown molding, gotten a good start there, but they've stopped here because they wanted the cabinets in first so that we could tie the crown molding right into those upper wall cabinets. Also, if you remember the 2 windows we had at the back of the room, they've been reinstalled, trimmed out, and we've even created a little hutch area over in the corner where our cabinet man will be putting a base cabinet in, a nice little accent here in the breakfast room. Down on the floor, we have our 1/2-inch cement backer board installed. Because we had a wood subfloor, we needed the backer board to install the ceramic after the cabinets are installed. And the offset here in the transition worked out perfect into the next room, giving us just enough room to put the ceramic in a nice, smooth transition. You know, a lot of times we suggest to homeowners to reuse kitchen cabinets that are removed in other areas of the home. We've done that in the adjacent laundry room, and once the painter does his magic in this room, it'll look just like brand new cabinets. And speaking of cabinets, that's our next step. The cabinets the homeowners have chosen are maple with a very light finish. To tie together the kitchen with the adjacent family room, the cabinet maker created raised panel sections that match the cabinets and wrap around the columns that divide the 2 areas. Now, similar panels were also used over a flat wall section where the cabinets wrap around the corner. After all of the cabinets were installed, we covered everything up with lightweight plastic to protect the finish while all of the painters are completing their work. Now, when you're planning your new kitchen, there's a lot of decisions you have to make as far as the cabinets. One of which will be just how many accessories like the Lazy Susan will you be implementing in your new kitchen? Recently, we spoke with a cabinet designer about some of the possibilities.
We've put a lot of thought into making kitchens more accessible to the homeowner. For example, we have a spice drawer cabinet that's 9 inches wide that within a small space you can house just practically anything that you might need. We also offer Lazy Susans in a variety of styles and sizes. We offer tilt outs for up underneath the sink. We offer roll-out shelving, spice drawers, pantry kits where when you open the doors, it will organize all the items that you might need to place in that cabinet. We also offer computer cabinetry where you can house computer units and monitors or televisions, that sort of thing. Obviously, you're not going to be able to put every accessory that we offer into your kitchen, so my suggestion is to make a list and itemize your storage needs and your lifestyle needs, and take that list to a kitchen designer, and he or she can help you sort through that list and decide which accessory will be the best needs for your kitchen.
You can see there are a lot of options in cabinets. So when you're choosing cabinets, consider all of the options, but also consider your cooking style, your kitchen size, and of course, the budget. Now, while we were away, our tile setter has really been busy creating a unique floor for the kitchen. He started out right in the middle here with a nice design and added 5 nice little accents, add a little bit of color to it. Then half tiles he bordered all the way around and used the same kind of bordering approach both in the laundry area as well as the breakfast room. After all of the tiles were in place, he grouted everything, and the result's a nice looking floor, but also one that'll be very durable because he used a 1/2-inch porcelain tile. So the homeowners won't have to worry about wearing this floor out. Now, we're really making a lot of headway on this kitchen, and our next step, granite countertops.
Now let's join Danny at the Home Center to check out the best new products. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Over the years, if you wanted your outdoor projects to last as long as they should, you probably use pressure-treated wood. But recently, there's been a lot of concern about just how safe treated wood is, both for the environment as well as people that may be exposed to it. Well, now there's a safer alternative, and it's called Protect from Schultz. Now, it's a borate-based material, which is a natural preservative and natural insecticide, and comes in a gallon jug just like this with a built-in pump-up sprayer, so it makes it real easy to apply and cost about $40 a gallon. Now, what this allows you to do is go ahead and construct that deck or the fence or the outdoor storage building, then come back and spray this all over all of the wood that you've used. Now, it dries clear so that later on you can apply stain or paint over it. And it's very successful in protecting the wood not only against wood rot or wood destroying fungus, but also your termites, your different type of dry wood termites, carpenter ants, and a lot of the wood boring beetles that can cause a lot of damage around the home. As I said, it's very easy to use, very safe to use, and it'll make those projects last as long as they should. The painters have completed their work here in the kitchen, and we were able to remove all of the plastic to reveal the new custom cabinets. Now, really, the only thing that's keeping this kitchen from functioning as a kitchen is a little bit of food, plumbing fixtures, appliances, and the completion of the installation of the granite countertops. Now, usually we'll wait till the last minute to put any countertops in a kitchen renovation because we don't want to take a chance of damaging any of the surface of the countertop while all of the work that's taking place around it. Also, the granite fabricators wanted to wait until all of the cabinetry was in place so that they could get good, accurate measurements, because most of the fabrication takes place in the shop instead of out here on the job. And they don't want to take a chance at making any mistake in cutting any granite. Now, recently, we visited our granite fabricator, who's been in business a long time, to give you some extra information about granite. This is G.K. Knockham, who knows a lot about the granite business. And G.K., over the years, we have really put in a lot of granite, especially recently. What's going on with the popularity?
Well, Danny, the popularity is predominantly because there's more fabricators producing the granite now. In most large cities today, you have 180 fabricators. 5 years ago, there were probably only 20 fabricators in those cities. So that has driven down the cost of granite.
And I know in the past it's been a very labor-intensive business, but technology is helping that out.
Yes, technology has really reduced the cost of that. We have machines instead of the hand polishing that used to be done in that area.
Well, when homeowners choose Granite for their countertops, there's still a lot of decisions, all these different colors that are available, but also there's a lot of details that homeowners really have to decide on.
Exactly. We really have to look when a homeowner comes in as to what edge treatment they want on the granite, whether it be a radius that's a real smooth transition edge to it, or other edges that we have available. In addition to that, there's the undermount or surface mount sinks, and an undermount is the new look where it's sleek and you clean the cabinets right into the sink. There's no lip or edge on it.
Right.
And then there's the backsplash. You can have the traditional 4-inch backsplash, you can have a full height backsplash, or you could even put a tile backsplash to complement the granite.
Yeah, that's a real classy look that a lot of people are looking at.
That's true.
Now, in the past, when you're choosing your color, you're also looking at the finish, and the glossy look or kind of cold look in the past is all that's been available, but I understand things are changing.
Yes, Danny, right now we've developed a new product and a new technique to it called Venetian. Well, Danny, you can see the texture of the Venetian is much different than the traditional polished granite.
But now this seems, I really like the look, but it seems like it would just not hold up well in a kitchen as far as stains.
Well, no, the porosity of the Venetian granite is the same as the porosity of the traditional polished granite.
Well, it sure hides the seams well, the backsplash there, and that's real important to homeowners.
Yeah, the best part about the Venetian is because of the textured finish, the joints and seams virtually disappear, and the homeowners love that.
Now, what motivated you to develop this type of finish? Because it is a little bit different than the traditional.
Yeah, designers have constantly asked us for some old world finishes, and traditionally you'd use limestone or marble in those.
Right.
But the durability of those products are not the same as granite.
And a lot of maintenance behind those versus what you have to
Versus
do
the
with granite.
Venetian, that's true. So hence we've developed the Venetian finish on it, and it gives it that old world look. There is Venetian.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. It's a great look, and I'll bet we'll see a lot of this. The Venetian finish really looks great, and GK tells me it's only 20% more than the traditional polished granite countertops. Now, speaking of countertops, all the installation's complete in this kitchen, and our plumber's busy taking care of the installation of our sink, faucet, dishwasher, and a few other plumbing fixtures. And then soon, the homeowners will be able to see their finished kitchen, and you'll see it next.
Now let's go outside for Around the Yard. Lawn and garden tips you can use, straight from the experts.
I'm with Tricia Craven-Worley here in San Diego, and Tricia, I'm not sure about you, but in my part of the country, waterfalls have water in them.
In your part of the country, they have water, but here in Southern California, we don't get much rainfall. So we created what's called an arroyo seco, which means dry creek in Spanish. And what it is rocks that are arranged in such a way to kind of look like a creek.
And I guess on the selection of the plants that we have all through here is real critical, that selecting plants that don't require much water and will grow in rocks like this.
Right, and these homeowners have done a great job just doing exactly that. Over here is a plant with a bee helping us along, and this is called a statice, and it's also called the paper plant. It's a really beautiful purple plant. And right over there is called a pride of Madeira, and it's a fabulous plant that sends up these tall purple spikes, and that happens about in May out here in Southern California. They've also employed some of the ground cover that works very well with low water, such as rosemary and thyme, and not only are these attractive plants, but they can also be used in cooking. Over here, aside from some more rosemary and some ivy that grows well, is a beautiful California holly tree.
And it looks like they've done well too in picking types of plants that flower almost year round, have a little color here all the time.
Well, they do, and especially this California holly, for example, blooms right at Christmas time with the most beautiful red berries.
Well, this project's complete, and the homeowners have already moved in and started making this kitchen their own kitchen. Hey, the floor plan turned out great with lots of space in the kitchen, a lot of workspace, nice sized breakfast area, and I love the built-in hutch over in the corner. Also, the new pantry and laundry room areas are sufficient size and shielded from the kitchen a little bit, but still close enough to be very functional. Now, the countertops, the cabinets, and the ceramic tile really gives the kitchen the warm feeling that the homeowners wanted. And I think the backsplash really is a nice touch. The homeowners are really proud of this kitchen. We are too. Glad you were a part of it. I'm Danny Lipford. We'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.